This is Ola, man of prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written two powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number One Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. Welcome back. We have a good show lined up for you today. I hope you're doing well. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. We're just going to get right into the story. This has gone too far. The harassment from Queen May Nation. It's not me, yo. Don't come for me. Queen May Nation, it's not me, yo. Okay, don't come for me, yo. It's one of your own. It's actually one of arguably she's one of the Queen May Nation, right? So she has something to say to Queen May Nation. Her name is Gina Onuoha. She's an actor, activist, mom, daughter, sister, and of course she wanted to speak to Queen May Nation. Now a lot of people have been claiming that she's since been dismissed by May Yuledoche herself, but I don't know. It's just interesting to see some of these stories. Now I don't cover 90% of the crazy stories out there about Edoche. I just couldn't, because a lot of them seem seem made up, by bloggers who just want to trend for whatever reason, So there's only so much I can speak to that, okay? But the point here is that Gina is saying, "Hey, come over here. What are you doing?" So I'm looking at this. Let's put this on the screen. You see this stuff on the screen right now? If this is true, this is wild. It is wild. But also, I'm not exactly surprised when people are diehard fans. Sometimes they just don't use their senses. But that's the nature of what it means to be a fan. Just in case you didn't know, a fan means a fanatic. That's what it means. It means somebody who does not necessarily use... Okay, not everybody, but because I'm a fan of a lot of people too. But the original meaning is potentially they might not use their sense. They're just diehard fans. It means exactly that. Okay, so your expectations of fans, especially if you are going to chime in on issues that you don't know anything about, just don't be surprised if the fan comes for you. All right, so you can see here some Abosede Glory posted, your children will die before your eyes if you don't leave that innocent woman May Edochie alone. Idiot, ugly thing. Wow, that is crazy. So she posted this. Honestly, I haven't even seen that. I just seen that she was in the newspaper. Well, not newspaper. I don't know if you want to call Gist Lover newspaper. But the headline here on Gist Lover says, Georgina Onuoha condemns harassment within May Edochie's supporters community. So that's what came into my feed on YouTube here. And I'm like, what is going on? So then when I dig a little bit, within 1 minute, I saw this post, okay? And this is what she had to say. She said, to my dearest May lovers and May Nation, because she's one of them, okay? What a day it has been. May lovers, May Nation, I see you and I stand with you. Let me put that on the screen so all of you can continue to see it. It's sad, but it's also reality. I always like to point out reality for people. Like, if you were raised well in your home, stop making assumptions that everybody is raised well in their home. I want you to some extent, because I want you to fantasize a little bit that the rest of the world is like you, because that's what makes you human being, right? But I also want you to halfway know that this is a very vicious world, and people will project their own trauma on you if you don't, and it gets worse if your expectations are off, okay? So I said, I thank you for standing up, defending and advocating for May in the face of injustice. Your loyalty, courage, and solidarity are deeply appreciated. My message to you to you all is simple. Fight on, defend her, stand firm, but be vigilant. You know why she can actually relate with the rest of May Nation? Because she's also fought seemingly for May, for Regina Daniels, for any time it seems like there's injustice against women, she seems like she's put herself in that story. But this is when you get faced with reality, like there tell you to slow down. Okay, Egungun, be careful. Now express, you they go. All right, it says, but be vigilant when you see people posting reckless, hateful, and threatening messages in the name of May Nation, like the one I just shared. Watch them closely and call them out. Here's the thing. People do that in the name of Christianity, in the name of religion, in the name of any religion out there too. They become hateful, and they would claim and justify that they're doing it for Jesus. Okay? So nothing new here. I just want you to understand human behavior. Don't just manage your expectations when it comes to humans. Okay? If you've been raised well in your own home where you're coming from, good for you. Okay? But I want you to move carefully when you're in this streets, especially in this era of social media where a lot of people are just keyboard gangsters. She says many are not genuine supporters, they are paid agitators sent to infiltrate and discredit you. I disagree. Some of them are just regular people. They're just angry enough that they will drag you if it comes down to it. Okay, it's not always where people are paid. Some people might be paid, but a lot of times they are paid to do what? To perpetuate what they are paid to act as, and before you know it, some people will actually join. She said, do not be fooled or provoked. To those like DPA and other Facebook clowns exploiting, that's probably the name of a blogger somewhere, exploiting my counsel to May Nation for clout and money, your behavior is disgraceful. Don't get it twisted. I stand with May Nation. Asking them to be vigilant is not condemnation, it is protection from the vile criminals like you lot. May Nation lovers, continue to defend with integrity, truth, and dignity. Do not let anyone misuse your name for cruelty. I have seen the death threats, mock obituaries. So I don't know if this was actually sent directly to her, but maybe to some other people. And disgusting posts against May. When you see this, do not stoop to their level. Report them, document it, let the authorities handle it. They want to paint May Nation as cruel. Don't let them. Do not. We talk about rattles here. We used to talk about them, but rattles are VDM's rattles, right? A sector of the VDM rattles tend to behave that way. If you build a big enough community, somebody's going to move mad. Okay, all you can do is exactly what she's doing. Maybe just say, hey, make sure you move with truth, integrity, and things like that. But I'm sure there are good people, of course, that support her, that support anybody that are Christians, that but also there's going to be a mob type sector that will move mad. Unfortunately, sadly, that's a part of media that everyone has to deal with. If you build a big enough community, okay, it's a double-edged sword for the most part. So do not take the bait of malicious actors sent to provoke you. Stay strong in your defense of May. Defend her with your full chest, but never let anyone cross into threats or violence using your name. So my dear May lovers and May Nation, stay alert, united, and principled. Fight on like the Trojans. I stand with you. Defend your God, May. Stand tall. Stay vigilant. Stay strong. As a matter of fact, the post that came on my radar was basically saying that she had been ignored. So they were doubling down. They say, hey, don't never mind that, auntie. We'll go mad. We'll go mad if you go mad. Anyhow, okay? As long as we defend May. Anything else is a counterfeit. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I just want to tell you, be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, as you know, what we do here is as things get rough on this internet, we catch crews, we see some of the trendy stories. I just want you to know that there's a lot of wisdom if you pay attention. So hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Please, please, please share this with other people. We've got some tons of lessons. We have some trendy stories around the world that we need to cover. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me make sure. Oh, I know why. I got it. I was hearing some voices. All right, so we got that turned off. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Let's move on to some other trendy stories around the world. We'll be right back.
This is Ola, Man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoy this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
Welcome back. Let's watch this VDM video and now we'll take it from there. What's going on? Oh, okay, here we go. Let's listen to this.
A lot of people have been sending me DM in respect of the girl that you arrested. According to them, they said it's your husband that arrested the girl over a video that she made. Now, this is the DM that they sent to me. Good afternoon, sir. I hope this message meets you well.
Now, by the way, she was talking to Mercy Johnson and her husband.
Please, I sincerely apologize for coming into your DM, and I truly hope I am not being disrespectful in any way. I am humbly reaching out to seek your kind help concerning Eddie Bleach, who was reportedly arrested over alleged video issue involving Mercy Johnson. I understand, blah, 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 right? Now, and I went to go and look at the video. This is the video.
Allegedly, before I say anything, please, everything I'm going to say in this video is allegedly. This is coming from Cutie Jules' Instagram story. Now, according to her, Mercy Johnson's husband bought his mistress a mansion, and he did this because pregnant for him. Now, where this thing gets interesting is the fact that they said Mercy Johnson was aware of all these things, but she didn't say anything. She didn't confront her husband. She didn't utter a word. Now, they were now looking for house help to help this mistress living in the new mansion. So Mercy Johnson by herself now looked for a house help, referred the person, and the person started working for Mercy Johnson's husband's mistress. Now, this is another interesting thing. One thing led to another. She lost the pregnancy. On reaching the hospital, they said it's due to something she took that made her lose the pregnancy. The house help got arrested because obviously she's the one that serves this lady food, but the house help said she doesn't know anything. They even called in Mercy Johnson for questioning because at this time the husband already knew that his wife is aware of everything, but they don't have any evidence against her, so they cannot keep her there for no reason. You can get so. This alleged story points out that Mercy Johnson's husband later broke up with the mistress because his wife found out and didn't say anything. You know go fear K. You know go fear K. You know go fear K. Say your wife know all your nkorowe waka way the waka. She no come talk. He say she help you find house help. You know go fear K. You know go break up with that woman K. I beg now allegedly, oh, now allegedly. I beg in the name of God. QC just don't put us for trouble for this life. You guys, I come in peace. Now the story be that too.
Now, after watching this video, this girl literally stated her source. She said Cutie Juice is her source, even though Cutie Juice, I don't know why they believe that kind of blog before, where no get face. Almost everything those people post, they cook it up.
Before I continue, I've been saying this forever. You know, so sometimes my wife will bring certain gist. I was like, that there's some things you hear, you just know that it's a lie, or there's at least a high likelihood that it's a lie, right? Of course, we can't trust people, but you know that people, because they're like, you don't know things, you know, things are happening for this. Like, okay, all right, I guess you're about to tell me, a 46-year-old man, that things are happening in this life. I didn't know that before. Again, in that same token, I can tell when something is a lie, okay? And lo and behold, people are starting to get picked up, even after saying allegedly, okay? By the way, that allegedly, all you bloggers that you're saying, many of you are going to get arrested, and rightfully so, after you say allegedly. Just because you can say allegedly does not mean you should quote it. You have to be careful. The first person I remember started using allegedly was literally years ago. What I'm talking about is more than 20 years ago. There are some of the earlier, most famous radio hosts. His name is it was a platform called Star and Buckwide in New York City. Star and Buckwide. They used to say allegedly. Before you know it, he says something crazy about somebody's daughter. About $5 million worth of deal was lost immediately, and he got fired. And he's never come up since then. Okay, since then you have the Charlemagne's, and them have dusted him and left him in the street of YouTube. So again, just because you can see allegedly, some things should just be obvious to you that it's a lie. But you know, this algorithm also favors those who tend to perpetuate lies. Let's keep going.
Lies upon lies upon lies. Anyways, immediately the thing happened, QT Jews don't go put their page for private. And the girl have also deleted the video, but I'm coming. As for you, Mr. Johnson, was it not last month here? Ned arrest Regina Daniels' brother. Una carry una self, they fight Ned.
So I'm living here now. He's not here. I've spoken to all the officers involved and he's not here. I even spoke to the area commander. So let me go to... We're going to SPT command, right?
Yeah. And in what they said Regina Daniels' brother did, they said he go to challenge Ned, he push Ned, he even lied, he defamed Ned. Una go fight. Today again, you where they fight against police oppression, say you and your husband go arrest person. You people should go and release the girl. If you have a problem with the girl, you take her to court. Now civil matter. And mind you, the girl said her source. She never said she was.
Now, Very Dark Man is right, but Nigerians don't know the difference between civil matter and criminal matter. I'm not going to sit down here and start to explain the difference between civil and criminal matter to you. If you want to know, just go to ChatGPT or even ordinary Google will explain. Just say, what is the difference between civil matters and criminal matters? The point is that, I'll just tell you like this. Anybody can run their mouth, okay? If they run their mouth and you don't like it, you run your own mouth. If it's a situation that affects your money, that affects your coin, that affects your reputation, and you're going to actually lose money, okay? Or somebody damage properties, or they are harmful to other people potentially, the only thing you can do is file it in a civil court, okay? If it's just against you, if it's you against another person. So, but Nigerians don't know the difference. You offend me, I will pick you up. I was still looking at a video earlier with Blessing CEO say, I will pick you up. I will make sure I arrest you. It's like, may God not let us. Anyway, let me leave that story alone. This is now Nigerian society. So people think they can pick up people. You file a petition, they will just arrest them, they lock them up. And if you have enough money, they can forget them there for life. Anyway, the latest update is that they've Mercy Johnson actually answered to the call, and they released the person, the blogger person. Let's listen to what Very Dark Man has to say about that in the update.
So first of all, I want to say thank you very much to Mercy Johnson, my greatest actress of all time. As you all know, at the talk, no actress for this country where don't act, where reach Mercy Johnson to me. I don't know about you guys. So Mercy Johnson withdrew a case against.
Wait, so do you agree with that? Is Mercy Johnson the best actress out of Nigeria? No, Mercy Johnson is a very good actress. I'm trying to think who can match Mercy Johnson outside of the older generation. Let's take out Genevieve. Let's take out Omotola. Let's take out the likes of what's her name? The person who is now a pastor. What's her name? Oh, I forgot her name now. She's from the era of the Zaki Oji. If you remember her name, put it in the comment. I forgot. She's now a pastor somewhere in the Delta area now. Let's continue.
What's the name of the lady where they talk any herself? That lady where they arrest. So she has withdrawn her case, and then also.
So it's actually this lady. Remember, she actually said allegedly, and she still got picked up.
While I was surfing the internet, I started seeing a lot of things that all these content creators have been doing to Mercy Johnson and her family. The woman, they fragile. No means when I will just they attack the woman and her husband every time. It's not good. What you people are doing to them is not good. You understand? I told her, I said, don't worry yourself anymore. If they talk now, no be you go they do the arrest. Now we go they write the petition on your behalf. So all of you that feel like, okay, you want to create content, if you're alive, wanna go they follow those QT Jews and co. You know those ones, they don't have no real stories. These people cook up story, QT Jews, Gist Lover and co, all of them. They use that blog to fight the actress that are doing better than them, or the one where we say their marriage they go well. They'll just cook up a story about them to just put a hole in their happiness. That's what they do with that blog. That's no credibility, faceless. If you know say what you dey talk, you get proof, you go show your face. But they can't. And because of all these women, a lot of them did their house, they are
Anyway, if you want to watch this, go watch the full thing at Very Dark Man's page. He's right. Here's how it works. Okay, the reality is that if what you're doing, regardless of what words, I always told you, words have meaning, yes, but there's limitations to how far you can use them to manipulate another person or the general public. Eventually, if your words, even if they look good in dictionary, and you now want to come to court and say, but this is what it means in dictionary, or even in personal relationship, it's not going to fly. At the end of the day, the reality is that the impact of your words and how you use them will tell on you. And as we move into new eras, words do take on different meanings. Okay, and the court is very, very aware of that. Oh, Eusheria, thank you, heart me out. Now Eusheria, not that one. This person is super pretty. Eusheria is also okay, but this person is pretty. She's now a pastor. Not Eusheria. Eusheria is like an apostle or prophet. This person is just like a pastor. Why am I forgetting her name? Anyway, somebody will remind me. Thank you though. Yeah, so he's right about this, but again, he started to support Mercy Johnson and say, hey, we will defend Mercy Johnson. They should shut down pages. I don't know, I don't know if we should start shutting down pages because somebody carry a news. But social media is such a new thing that I don't think there's necessary regulations around it yet. We know that some people trying to set up regulations because of ulterior motives, but nonetheless, it's such a dangerous thing that it can actually be used to destroy people's reputation, destroy people's lives, even by quote-unquote innocent people that think they just want to chase after the next coin. So we all need to be careful. But yeah, he's right, So yeah, this whole thing, I saw it when everybody was dragging it, this Mistress, Mercy Johnson. Why didn't I carry it? Because I'm like, okay, it doesn't seem like there's any merit to it. Some people say, oh, she's just on social media pretending like her and her husband are happy. I was like, no, that's a social media rhetoric. People think people have the capacity to just jump on the internet and pretend. To some extent, but you can tell when people are actually faking stuff. If you can't tell when people are faking stuff, that points fingers back at you. That means that means your discernment capabilities are off. I don't think Mercy Johnson is faking anything. You can talk about the source of the marriage, how they started, maybe somebody lost their husband, but for them to just feel they need to jump on the internet and be pretending every time, even though somebody had just been impregnated, it didn't make any sense. So when I see news like that, I avoid it because there's more than enough news, authentic news that we can learn from rather than spreading unnecessary lies. But anyway, let me know what your take on that is. As you can see, that angle is a little bit unique. So hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Let's move on to some other trendy stories around the world. Again, shout out to Heart Me Out TV 99. Good to see you. Let's move on to some other trendy stories around the world. I'll be right back.
This is Ola, man of prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag, yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
Welcome back. Let's get back to this Davido story. So Davido, we covered it a few days ago, but it looks like people are still talking about it. But let's get into it. So apparently, Anu's mom, who's Anu? Anu is an alleged daughter of Davido from about 13 years ago that he claims that he had done 5 DNA tests, and the DNA test came out negative, that he's not the father. Okay, for the record, that's what Davido had said. But Anu's mom is not resting, because this is what Anu's mom had to say. Let me just see, just in case. Let me see. Okay, this is Anu right here. Okay, this is Anu allegedly. We haven't seen actual talking motion picture of her, but we've seen pictures, and claims that she owns this page or pages. Anu Adeleke 001. So it says, good evening, we are heading to bed now. First things first, my name is Ayo Labinjo. I'm not Davido's baby mama. Hold on 1 second. Or a bitch. Jesus Christ. I'm very protective of my daughter's mental health after the level of bullying she went through for years. But yet, you have your daughter out here leaving messages, at least the claim. Okay, that's arguable. Let's continue. My daughter cried for days, fainted in school, and went through psychotherapy. I realize this story has now gone global again, and we have largely moved on. From some of the postings that I saw earlier on, it looked like the first time that they filed something was in 2014. Would that be correct? Let me see if I can see it. There's a date here. I'm not sure if it's 2000. Yeah, if you look at this, it's 2014. They put out a receipt of the original DNA test, and it was posted on Dr. Kemi Olunloyo's page or something like that from 2014, which means this baby would have been less than, how long ago is 2014? It was like 10 years ago. Yeah, 12 years ago. So that means this baby would have been less than 1 year old. So that means you had the opportunity to also nurture that baby properly since then. So young lady, Labinjo, her name, Labinjo, right? Ayo, you might be just telling on yourself here, but hey, let's keep going. My daughter cried for days, fainted in school, and went through therapy. That sounds like years after you first came out and said that Davido was the father, okay? And then it was allegedly debunked by something you've alleged to be fake DNA, right? I realize this story has now gone global again, and okay, Davido Adeleke has largely ignored me for years because he thought he picked up a prostitute from GQ Club in Ibadan. I was a waitress and not picked up on the streets. I come from a good home. My late father was a good man who worked more than betterment of Nigeria before he was poisoned. Wow. I guess he worked more than, okay, all right. My daughter is a very tech-savvy, intelligent achiever. Well, she's 13 years old, so she should have been protected, even if you want to fight this. But I understand, again, it depends on where you come from, but you're trying to tell us where you're coming from right now, but it's still not looking good. Let's see. I have no friends. I keep no friends, and nobody in school is allowed to discuss our family with her. To my shock, she was trending on X because her dad needed to call me a bitch that he's never met, yet he subjected himself to a DNA test 5 times. That's a good point, with a question mark. Okay, so Davido said, I never met this person. I'll get back to that one later on. So last time it was his lawyer, Bobo Ajudua, who brainwashed Nigerians that there were 2 tests done, and I chose the hospital. Dr. Deji Adeleke took us to a lab, not a hospital, where Anu's blood was drawn in 2014, then discarded behind our backs, and fake results was printed. Okay, Dr. Deji would be, I think that would be Davido's father. Wale Shobola was the lab technician who masked as Dr. Alex, and a brother to Shotayo Gaga, a Nollywood actress. Sound like she's been around the industry. She knows some people. Anyway, was the one who wrote an epistle on his page 3 years ago that he never did a test for Anu. Okay, so and discarded the blood drawn, blaming the wickedness for his life's travails. We wasted our time, disrupted Anu's mental. So there's some claim over there that the guy who was supposed to be the doctor had actually came out and posted some kind of epistle. I don't know is that what I'm picking up? Okay, let's keep going. I'm reading this in real time with you, so follow along, guys. We wasted our time, disrupted Anu's mental health. Then they lied that we did 2 tests. Well, again, Anu would have been less than 2 years old at that time. So a lot of this claim sounds like manipulation so far. A lot of it, okay? I don't know if it's true or not. Davido is saying it is not true. He doesn't know you, okay? My daughter is fighting for her identity. Okay, identity is a real thing that we all need to pay attention to, okay? Davido chatted my daughter tonight, threatening to lock me up, cursing Anu, and repeatedly bullying her. Davido is a U.S. citizen. I will request the U.S. State Department to contact the embassy in Lagos or Abuja to help us supervise and witness a clean, independent DNA test. Who is teaching this girl? They are delusional. I will not say much for now. You know, everybody always think like, we're just going to go to the DNA and go to this and go and do this and do that. Especially in the US, they don't take nonsense. US, they take nonsense. Oh, let me just warn you right now, okay? Yeah, I know. US is a beautiful place, okay? United States is a developed country, but they have their flaws. And yes, they do take nonsense, okay? They just have a tendency to wrap it up in especially and make it look a certain way until, of course, until the Baba way did the White House right now is a little bit different, slightly different, but still, it's not bold in your face like bully right in your face, right? But US has history. Go and read US history, okay? I will not say much for now. The language used was hurtful. My daughter did not beg to be here. Saying you've never met me or telling your family that I was a prostitute is wrong. Bullying my daughter is wrong. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. Let me make sure I don't have any videos to play here. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Good. Let me see here. Her father was a doctor, an academic at the university. Her father was a doctor, according to Daddy Freeze. Okay, so her father, so she came from a good home, apparently, right? I know Daddy Freeze was saying some things, but I didn't really get a chance to pick up that story. But let me see. I might be able to pick that up real quick. Let's see. Daddy Freeze was saying something here. Let's see. Okay. I won't be able to see because I lost my audio. Okay, maybe on the next one. But let me just say this about this young lady again. This young girl who had a baby allegedly for Davido is going to be a rough road ahead for her. We don't know. Okay, Davido, the way Davido has responded, which I'll cover later on, is a little bit weird. It almost looked like somebody who is guilty. Okay. But let me speak about her for a second here. She's put out the story right now. I understand. I was on Uncle Bendo's show yesterday, and I said I understand that sometimes when you're fighting against a behemoth like Davido, like somebody like a brand, like a multi-million-dollar brand like Davido, sometimes you don't really have much choice than to go to the media. Because again, sometimes we're very quick to say, hey, don't go to the media. I do say that too. If this is between you and your husband and you're in the same house, don't go to the media. You have better options than going to the media and dragging your own family or being disrespectful to yourself by going to the media, because you actually still have the opportunity to contain things. But if you are somebody that has been blocked by a superstar, by a corporation, sort of like a Dangote or a big company, and they've kind of blocked you, or they've used like they've oppressed you, if you feel that way, the reality is that sometimes you don't have any other options than the media to yell at, because they don't have a choice than to answer to the media if it's going to mess their reputation up, or answer to the court, but also we know how Nigerian court systems work, so that might take forever. So I understand where she's coming from, but a lot of what I saw in that story sound like manipulation, but also sometimes you will do all kind of manipulative stuff even if you're telling the truth. So I'm not going to write her off. I don't know. We don't know what the future of this story is going to become. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe. But this story is not going to end here. It's going to go on for a while. We'll see how it goes. It might go dead again and come back again 5 years later on. So Davido, I would advise him to do the needful to clean this up, even if that means he's not the father. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. We have some other trendy stories around the world. I'll be right back.
This is Ola, man of prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoy this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
All right, welcome back. Let's make sure you can see me here. All right, that's good, because I wanted to make sure. So remember this young lady, Cubana chief priest, alleged baby mother. I know I just said alleged doesn't mean anything. Yes, if you're outrightly destroying somebody's character, and you cook the story and you just said alleged, you might have to prove that it's actually alleged in court. Okay, So let's be careful with that. If you're a blogger out there, let's be careful. Just saying alleged is not good enough. You actually have to make sure that you're not breaking the law. If you break the law, you go collect. So you remember Helen Cubana, chief priest, allegedly, this young lady that came from. In fact, recently she was on what do you call him? Egungun's videos or something like that, and I'm like, oh my God, these people. What kind of human beings do we have? But anyway, in this day and age where Dirty December is the in thingy, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me say, happy birthday, Pascal Okechukwu. More years and prosperity ahead. Good health, but DNA have to be done. You see this video? Look at this video. Or more. There are some people in this world. Anyway, that young lady, I think she went to Dirty December once upon a time in Nigeria, but she claimed that she slept with the Cubana chief priest and she got pregnant. I think the baby should be about 3 or 4 years old right now. And she's consistently asking Cubana chief, who is Cubana chief priest? It's a socialite in Nigeria. Let's just call him that, okay? Cubana chief priest said, I don't know this girl. I do not know this girl, but she's asking for DNA. So we're still on this DNA matter. So this young lady has, she's come out and said she has an advice for Davido. So I think we should pay attention to the advice. What does she has to say to Davido? Okay. Davido said in a post, which in response to this whole DNA saga, Davido said, I've taken 5 DNA tests, all negative. I'm not your father. We're talking about Anu, who is like about 13 or 14 years old, who has come out to say, Davido is my father. I'm asking him to do DNA. By the way, somebody came out like that years ago to come and accuse Jay-Z. Yeah, Jay-Z, the rapper, to come and accuse Jay-Z, the rapper, of being a father. This guy right here. Does it look like Jay-Z? Yeah, he accused Jay-Z. But just yesterday, there's a report here on Bola Alert. Says Jay-Z walks out with 6 figures after paternity case finally dies in court. Says Jay-Z's paternity case dismissed marks the official end of a years-long legal battle tied to years-long, not a year, years-long. Yeah, years-long legal battle tied to claims made by Ramir Sattar DeWitt. On January 15, 2026, a federal judge dismissed the lawsuit with prejudice and ordered roughly $120,000 in legal fees to be paid to Jay-Z under California's anti-SLAPP law, effectively closing the door on any future attempts to revive the case. This isn't a new paternity award from the judge, proving fatherhood. What's real here is the dispute that dragged through court for years finally hitting a full stop. This guy's side had tried repeatedly to force a DNA test and revive allegations that Jay-Z declined. And after motions, filings, and disputes across state and federal courts, the latest attempt, let me see here if I can get some backstory. For fans and culture watchers, this is more than a number. It's a public verdict on a long-standing storyline that's followed Jay-Z for years. So people kept saying he has a son somewhere. He's not answering to a DNA. So just because somebody has the audacity to come out and accuse a superstar of being their father does not mean it's true. That's the point we're making here. But back to Helen. Let's go back to Helen real quick. So Davido said, I've taken 5 DNA tests, all negative. I'm not your father. Never even met your mom. She's an obsessed fan. Lying to you. This needs to stop. I actually have children. Stop this nonsense. So Helen went there. Helen Ati Pascal Okechukwu. I don't know if that's her real page, Joe, but allegedly they're saying that's her. Say, please just help her. You can still adopt her. Doesn't mean anything. I know you love children a lot. Not like Pascal Okechukwu big belly for no reason. This is not nice. So they're trying. So 3 people. Okay, what are we talking about here? We're talking about 3 people that has been accused of fathering children that they said no. Like they say no, I did not father any children. Priceless Ify says the story is not correct. There was no DNA for Jay-Z. No, there was no DNA for Jay-Z, but he did not accept to do a DNA, and they are closing the case unless you have a word that debunked it. Okay. So did not order a DNA. David initially said he has never met that woman, even call her a B word. Yes, we're getting there. I think we've covered that actually. But what am I talking about here? Okay, Davido is saying no. Okay, Chuku Pascal. What do you call him? Cubana chief priest is saying, I did not. That is not correct. I did not sleep with that girl. That's what he's saying, you know. And this girl has been yelling consistently. They call her the queen of consistency, something like that. The queen of consistency. That she's consistently dragging him, and actually has been building a followership off of his name. But also, Cubana chief priest has not sued this lady. Okay. And he has enough resources to go to Kenya or do it in Nigeria or use international law to file a case against, because somebody accusing you of being the father of their child for more than a year is enough to destroy your reputation. Yes, that can absolutely affect your coin. So if it's a lie, you owe it to yourself to file some kind of lawsuit so that she can prove that it's a lie. Unless there's some truth to it, unless you don't want that truth to ever come out into daylight, you know. So somebody says, so you're telling me this boy been trying to get a DNA test from Jay-Z for years, and the judge closed the case and ordered the boy to pay $120,000 to this man? Yeah, so it might just depend. Maybe there's no reasonable possibility that Jay-Z ever came close to the parent or something, or maybe there's loophole, there's holes in his story. So yeah, it's possible they might, because again, this idea that you always have the right to go and accuse somebody to come and do DNA go to the lab by force, it's not necessarily true, especially when the person you're accusing is a person of means that never have to show up to a court. They could just pay lawyers to go after your ass and make you pay $120,000. You call it oppression. I call it, hey, in love and war, all is fair. I know it sounds gruesome, right? Welcome to the real world. I'm sorry. But that's how this real world works. Unfortunately, there are oppressors that get away with it. Should it be that way? No, it shouldn't be that way. Precisely, it shouldn't be that way. But there's only so much resources to fight fairness in this world. So make sure, as much as you're playing defense, make sure you know how to play offense, so that you don't become a victim of circumstances, so that you don't become a victim of the real world. In the real world, in love and war, all is fair. Don't close your legs to superstars. How about that? Okay? And if they got rich and then you want to suddenly go after them, make sure your story is clean, because you can get shut down, and yes, it might come off as unfair. So Helen is advising, or whoever is claiming to be Helen here, say, hey, why don't you just accept? The person said, please, he said, please just help her now. You can still adopt her. Doesn't mean no. If you want somebody to adopt you put in proper. You can't just come and say I'm your father and then turn it to please adopt her. No. I beg. That's not how that works. Okay. So why is he running away? I don't know. Maybe they're hiding something, or they don't have time for it. Who knows? CP did an interview and said that he has never met Helen again. Later states that he did not do one because she has dragged him a lot. We shall see. We have some other trendy stories around the world, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to you, Priceless Ify. I see you. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Let's move on to some other trendy stories. We'll be right back.
This is Ola, man of prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number One Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
All right, so welcome back. So we're still talking about Davido and this whole saga. Davido don't vex, okay? He don't vex. So, but I also want to play the videos because we're talking about Daddy Freeze just now. I also want to play that video, but this is what Davido said on the screenshot I'm looking at on my screen, posted by Instablog Niger, inside of a DM. Remember that girl said, I've also, when she first posted a comment, she now said, I've also reached out to you in the DM, sir. So Davido apparently, allegedly ended up in a DM and said, stop this nonsense. Keep playing. I will arrest you. Sorry, I will arrest your mother. Try this nonsense again. I'm not your father. Are you guys effing insane? This is supposed to be Davido, okay? I don't, Instablog Niger posted it's Davido. I'm not your father. Are you guys effing insane? Just watch. And then Anu, or whoever is allegedly Anu, says, good evening, sir. This is Anu. Wait, where's the sir coming from? Wait, Anu just wants a DNA test. That's all Anu wants. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? Just a DNA test, but independent to clear his name. Not the one that was administered or facilitated by Dr. Deji Adeleke. Okay, yeah, this one with this screenshots, I guess they involved Auntie Kemi. Yeah, this one right here. Some tests. I don't even know what is this. A screenshot. It's a VDM style screenshot. Evidence. So I don't know what this is. Okay, this is just what we're seeing on the internet. Okay, but anyway, let's get back to it real quick. So Davido said, just watch. And she said, good evening, sir. This is Anu. You will see fire. You and that your stupid mother. You keep playing around. And then Anu allegedly said, my mom has nothing to do with my appeal to you. It is my only wish to establish my identity. And Davido goes, I'm not your father. Go and find your father. This is the last time. I'm warning. I have done 5 DNA tests. You're not mine. Please stop this nonsense before it gets messy. Last warning. And then the girl said, you said you had 5 DNA tests with me. Can you show me, sir? Please don't. Let me see. Please don't be upset. There is no need to threaten my mom with arrest. Is that a 13-year-old? It's possible. It's possible. Especially 13-year-olds in Nigeria. It's very possible. The 13-year-olds here are butty. They might not. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I don't see that. At least the 13 years old are around me. Okay. So yes, I will show you 5. Can you send it here to me, sir? Then there's something hospital were chosen by. They're chosen by me. Okay, 3 hospitals were chosen by your mother and 2 hospitals chosen by me. All negative. You guys have been harassing me for years and it has to stop. It's not fair on my actual kids. Please stop it. Don't worry. I will publish. Okay. Last warning. Okay, I will publish. Okay, let's see if there's anything more. 2 of the hospitals were chosen by. Okay, we've seen that. Then tomorrow and in the newspaper, since January, no one leave me alone. January. Who be January? He said, can you publish all 5, sir? And then he goes, I'm not your father. Yes, I will. Jesus. He said, thank you, sir. Will you like to speak to my mom about the 5 tests? Or more. So I said, hey, we'll see heated argument between Davido and his alleged daughter, Anu. I will publish online in newspaper. Then I will take your mom to court. She thinks it's a game. I think he needs to do that. To clear his name. She will go to jail. She told me only 1 test was done. The video said 4 tests. But you and then the guy said, but you said 5. So then 1 test 10 years. That's 5. Oh, 1 test 10 years ago and then 4 tests over the years, I guess. That's 5. Okay, 1 plus 4 equals to 5. Okay. Madam, you're not my child. Stop it. We will publish everything and warn that your mother. Sounds like somebody that was very angry. It's like on his phone, like oh, but this is the wrong move, Davido. Don't do this. If you have a lot to lose, please do not ever do this. Do not answer for yourself. Hire a PR specialist to handle this kind of cases. Don't do this to yourself. it can destroy you. You're leaving footprints everywhere. You're leaving imprints, evidence all over the place. You're literally potentially admitting to doing wrong. It's a bad idea. Don't do this. If no one ever told you, don't do it. In news and developments here this week, you can also go to the hospitals and confirm yourself. Please, can you list the hospitals, sir? This girl is persistent. Please, it will show in the test. You don't worry. I'm not your dad. Sorry. And then there's a longer one here. Please, sir, one more test just for me. Thank you, sir. My mom said 1 test was done. Your lawyer said 2. And now you said 5. Even 1 at 10 years. But my mom said, and then he said 4. And then there was 1. So 4 plus 1 equals to 5. And then the lawyer said 2. And then I don't know if the 2 is inside of the 5 or the 5 plus 2 equals to 7. Let's just leave it alone. Guys, we're just watching, okay? I never met you at 10. Please, I'm begging you. At 10. Oh, okay. The girl is saying, I never met you at 10. Please, I'm begging you. Let's read one more comment here. The person replying is intentionally choosing her words, trying to sound like a kid while also poking him. Someone said, are you mad? This girl, my guy, don't frustrate. Let me come back to the, sorry, pardon me. Let me come back to our chat here. Hey, Biba, good to see you, Biba. How are you, Biba? Davido posted 1 out of the 5 DNA. So where is the remaining 4 results? Was it Davido that posted that? No, I think it was the girl that posted that from the 2014. Was that Davido that posted that? I thought it was the girl. Anulu Akbo has shared pictures. No, it was the one I seen is Anulu Akbo's mom, and I guess Anulu Akbo that posted it. Somebody said, am I the only one who thinks Davido isn't her father? Davido generation is so strong. There's a distant remembrance amongst Davido's children. This doesn't mean anything. Like that's such a lame thing to say. Look, just a person's look, knowing fully whether somebody can outrightly look like just their father, or just completely like their mother and not look like you, unless you come closer to see certain things, maybe character traits or something. Even at that, it's not science. It's not scientifically proven. So that, like, come on, guys, like you can't use that. He needs to do the needful to clean his name. What is this? Calling phone number? What phone number? Okay, where's the remaining results then? So let David post this once. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just looking at this, but it looks like Davido is pissed off. Well, here's the thing. The last thing you want to be, if you're a Davido, and your name is not just your personal name, his personal name is David Adeleke, and you're a powerful person, you have a lot to lose. You can potentially start losing ticket sales, similar to what happened to Burna Boy a few weeks ago, a few months ago. It's okay to let your PR, that means public relations specialist, handle this kind of stuff. Okay, I know that you might take it personal, but you're no longer just a person. You're a person who happens to be a bigger brand than just one person. And the best thing to do is have professionals handle this kind of case. They can file a lawsuit. They can say, okay, we have they can handle that. You're too busy. You should be too busy for all this nonsense. And I understand you might be trying to do the perfect family with your girl Chioma, which is beautiful, that he wants to do the right thing. But you want to do that, then you want to see beyond just your emotions at any point in time. Okay, you want to have better foresight before you start responding to randoms that you don't know who's behind the screen on a phone screen somewhere in Ibadan. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that. Don't have, and nobody in your team should be doing that either. It's dangerous. It's much more dangerous than the one random person tarnishing your name, asking for a DNA test. Don't do it. Okay, that's the lesson I want to get from that. So let Davido post the ones he has. I know he said he's going to post it in this way. We'll wait for it. We shall see. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. We have some other trendy stories around the world. And let me see you before I move on. No, you know what? I promised I was going to play a video here. Let's see what Daddy Freeze has to say, because somebody mentioned Daddy Freeze earlier on. So let's just go ahead. Let's see.
I have barely 15 minutes. Don't worry, David is not her father.
How do you know that, the freeze?
I can say almost certainly.
Almost certainly. Why?
Good afternoon. Cheers.
How can you say almost certainly? I don't understand.
I'm going to say you be Jollof Pro Max. At least I get money, your papa, Jollof get money. Your partner gets.
Your partner gets.
Everybody that we are talking about
Jollof
has money except your father. He's transferring that Onuoha to you.
Kilaju.
So, I saw one of the DNA tests.
Well, we've seen one too.
And I saw one of the DNA tests.
Okay.
And I spoke to a family member today.
Which family member? Adeleke.
Now, there's a dilemma. I've been speaking to Anu's mom for a while. And Anu's mom is the daughter of one of my late
the family member.
Lecturers, Dr.
Okay.
Babymama, in sociology, University of
Wow. Okay.
media. What the government want to do to social media? And they pray say they not do am, but the way they look am, it's worrisome.
Wait, why is that person? Why is that Nyimu on that corner over there? What is that person trying to say? Oba Kesolo. Okay, Oba Kesolo is trying to say it's a lie. I know it's not the daughter.
Why dragging fathers? You say rude. If they want a DNA test, they should demand it through the court.
True. But that's going to take a longer period than social media. Social media, you can chase a little bit of clout, potentially get locked up in jail. But maybe if it's true, potentially we have to answer by force.
The family member I spoke to today said 2 of the DNA tests were chosen by the girl's mother.
Davido said that too.
They said they did 5. Let me tell you, even if Davido wants to be stupid, do you think his father is a no-nonsense gentleman? His father will take no nonsense from anybody. Even if David say no one do the DNA, the papa don't do am. If David say no one that pikin, the papa go collect her for the back. That's what Davido's father does not want. And you don't know that man, no. He does not want
his name stained.
Any stain on himself or his family.
Okay.
You doing what?
I have barely 15 minutes.
Okay, all right. Somebody said this man knows a lot about people and doesn't know much about himself. They're dragging Daddy Freeze now. But let me see here. I know Adeleke actually responded and said, Daddy Freeze, we will request another test because the only one DNA test was altered September 2014. There was no DNA swab. They took Anu's blood and Davido's blood was drawn separately in a room. We were not allowed to enter. Yeah, that's another angle. Listen, but what about the 2 hospitals you chose? That's the question now. The only DNA test he did is what you post. Post it. The first negative test with a big bag of money. There's no record of 5 DNA tests anywhere. And I never picked any hospital. Dr. Adeleke picked the hospital lab and paid for it. It is not ours. Last year, they said it was 2. Today, it's 5. Stop using the power of influencing to brainwash because the lawyer mistakenly said 2. Okay, maybe not mistakenly. Maybe he thought it was 2. Maybe they had fired him. And then he didn't know the other 3 was done. I don't know. We don't know. We're just doing all kind of guesses. Stop using the power of influencing to brainwash Nigerians to believe lies. Money cannot buy everything. Our family lawyer passed away. He initiated the test with Dr. Adeleke. We did not choose any location. We are not familiar with Lagos test centers. Ayola Binjo said that yesterday. Okay. Now, Kemi Olun lawyer, which we take everything that Auntie Kemi says with a pinch of salt, right? She says, my investigative journalism on Anu Adeleke 2018 The copy of the only DNA test that the Labinjo family attorney gave me. He has since passed away. He initiated talks with DG Adeleke, which led to this DNA test. This is the one being disputed. September 2nd, 2014 by Ayo Labinjo that led to the 2018 news conference. There is no other DNA test that I know of in investigation, but for Davido's lawyer to lie January 2025 that 2 were done, then Davido lie a year later, January 2026, that 5 were done, is absurd. Daddy Freeze, this is what you saw. Okay, what do you believe, ladies and gentlemen? What do you believe? My 2019 demands for Anu, I fought for her a lot. It was ignored by Davido. She no business with his family. He's an adult, so if he wants to call his family, get advice. Ayo is not Sophia. To the Adele case, our demands a blind DNA test on US soil and 6 years of unpaid child support and monthly money for Anu till 18 years old. Hey, child support busy. The only DNA test, fake, no swab, just blood, not 2, not 5. We still haven't seen David post today online and in newspapers. Dr. Onu lawyer fought for Anu a lot. Okay. So as wow, Dr. Daddy Freeze just entered the chat with Davido. See, if I were Daddy Freeze, I wouldn't be. Oh God, oh this guy, man. Yeah, if I were him, I wouldn't be so quick to jump in the middle of what I know nothing about. It's dangerous. Just do your reporting and leave it alone. Okay, here's what we know. As a superstar that Davido is, he can't account for everybody. Let me say it like this. There's no way he can account for all the people he slept with. You remember Anita? He cannot account for everybody he slept with. It's going to be very hard. Okay, maybe he can count for all the 5 people in his body count. Okay, but everybody that came to those backstages, Davido is our superstar. To pretend that you can account for everybody that comes to those backstages, no. He needs to move a little bit more wisely as he moves forward. Okay. Oh God, priceless if he's not having it. He needs to S the F up. Oh my God, he did not sleep with him. I'm wondering, like, how do you know this, right? How do you know this? Anyway, let's leave the story alone. This saga is going to continue. Okay, let's move on to some other trendy stories around. I'm glad I covered that before I left on. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. I'll be right back.
This is Ola Akman of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and #1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
All right, welcome back. So it looks like what we're talking about, it looks like the general theme I can pull lessons out of what we talked about today is really about identity and how identity can absolutely kill relationships or how should I say it? Just identity issues is a real thing, especially in this time and age. We're in the middle of a transition. I've told you that, guys. Prestige family, you should know this by now. We're in the middle of a transition. Our parents have no idea what we have to deal with in this era. They if they could be the best teachers, trainers, parents in the world, there's no way they could have taught us what we have to deal with today. Okay, but the same thing can be said about any generation, because every 10 years a new generation, and we're talking about 20 years later on, your parents is probably around 20 years old or more older than you, okay, for the most part, right? So there's only so much they can teach you. They can teach you core values that you can maybe hopefully work with, but when it comes to identity issues, what we're seeing is that it is destroying a lot of relationships. Okay, so imagine in the case of this girl we're talking about, and the way she's been raised, the first 13 years of her life right now has been a big old misunderstanding around her identity. You saw her say, hey, and we've seen a lot of situations like this where people are raised in single parent household, by even the two parent household, but maybe because there was an issue between the mother and the father, and then they have to deal with identity issues. Some people are actually raised in the same household with their father and they still have to deal with identity issues because the parents were never in good terms. They couldn't maintain a united front, and before you know it, now this is the real meaning of curses going down from one generation to another. So I want to share 5 things I want you to pay attention to when it comes to this. As you know, we extract life and relationship lessons from trendy topics. We try to flip some of these trendy topics into real life things that we can learn and continue to learn. So don't forget to continue to share this with other people. The first thing I want to share with you with regards to that is unclear identity creates permanent emotional instability. Okay, what do I mean by that? People need to know where they belong. Okay, people need to know where they belong. They need it to, and I'm not talking biologically. Biologically is the least of them. Okay, biologically is the obvious one. Okay, because sometimes people are actually born out of special circumstances. Some people are born orphans, right? Some people end up in the streets when they were little, maybe they ran away or something, but they're going to fight issues with identity later on at some point. So they need to belong somewhere. So when I say this, I'm talking generally across the board. And it doesn't have to be about parenting or even marriage per se necessarily. Sometimes in your professional life, there's a need to belong somewhere. It's what we also connect to what we call significance in the 6 basic human needs, right? When you belong somewhere, when you feel like you belong somewhere, you are better equipped to move, to navigate life. People like to blame marriage for a lot of things, but honestly, it's just life issues, okay? A lot of this stuff are life issues. When you're uncertain about your identity, it can create anger, right? It can create obsession. It can create desperation. You know why some people seek validation in the wrong places? Precisely because of what we're talking about. Sometimes unclear identity, right? Unclear identity creates a lot of issues for a lot of people. So I just want you to pay attention to that. It creates confusion. Okay, the last thing you want, this is a very, like I told you, life is beautiful, but this world is gruesome. This world is cold, can be cold, so the last position you want to be is where you are looking for a place to belong. If you don't, you will make the wrong choices, even when it comes to life partners, right? Because you're doing it from a place of seeking validation. Okay, so even life is going to throw all of us a curveball, right? When it throws you a curveball, how you respond to that is also everything. Sometimes that becomes a struggle. So identity confusion, it creates wounds that struggles to heal over time. Because again, all of us go collect, right? Not just breakfast though, but just life. It could be at work, somebody's hating on you or anything like that. When you don't have a good sense of identity that's well rooted, you will struggle to heal past those things. So here's what I'm going to tell you. When people don't know who they are to someone or even a particular community, they become dangerous to themselves and potentially to other people. Let's move on to number 2. I spent too long on that. Public shame changes private behavior. Okay, remember again, we're pointing this back to significance, right? We have 6 basic human needs: certainty, variety, significance, connection, growth, and contribution, right? We have those things. So significance, aka validation, right? We just don't want to be obsessed with it, right? But the reality is that if you have it, if it's coming from inside out, if your community make you feel like you belong, then you don't have to worry. So public shame can also translate to other issues. So let me say to you very simply like this: people act differently when the world is watching. You know how some people pull out the camera and say, I want to film this, I want evidence. If you are the one filming, now you have a filter on. No, I'm not talking about the filter you put on TikTok. I'm talking about the automatic filter that you put on when you're the one operating the camera, right? And also pride. Let's talk about pride. Pride often becomes louder than the truth. And yes, present as the truth. Okay? No, to you that you think you're telling the truth. It's a lot of time it's just pride. Okay? You're not listening long enough to be able to claim that's the truth. It's just pride. I'm not talking about pride where your shoulder is like this. Wait till you do your shoulder. Not that one. I'm talking about the silent, dangerous pride that comes from your blind spot. You can't see it. Okay? Reputation becomes more important than resolution. Okay? Reputation. Yoruba people sọ pé orúkọ rere ó sàn ju wúrà lọ. Orúkọ rere, a good name is better than gold and silver. Well, it's wura's gold, gold. All right. So when shame becomes public, the truth becomes negotiable. No, the truth is always the truth. You're a liar. The truth is not always the truth. Sometimes that truth is just your own truth. It is not the absolute truth. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 says, before we move on to number 3, shout out to Mary. Mary says, I'm not sure why they cannot approach his father or the family in a more civil way. Kemi is the one behind all this online confrontation. I can bet on this. I don't think anyone can just approach Davido and his family. I don't think so. I think the only thing, maybe a lawyer, but again, they said the lawyer has passed away. I'm not sure if you can just approach big people like that in Nigeria, but it's a good question nonetheless. Let's move on to number 3. Children always pay for adult chaos. When they say from first generation to second generation, third generation, and fourth generation, we need to be careful with our behavior because the children you care about, of course, will pay for it. Sometimes they pay for it in weird, twisted ways. Okay? Adults, we can fight with our words. Children grow with consequences. They have to pay certain consequences of our behavior in the past. Obviously, not just financial, in every aspect of life, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Trauma is inherited. I want you to know this and know peace. Trauma is inherited without permission. No, they don't have to sign up for it. This is why children are vulnerable. Okay? Adults argue for pride. Listen to me carefully. Adults, they argue for pride, right? But children is slightly different. Children, they have to suffer a lot of these things for life. So when, again, we're covering all these trendy stories, we're catching cruise, please, let's gather wisdom as much as possible because social media is real life. Okay? This is they're just pretending. These are just celebrities. These are not our life. That's a lie. Okay? They are a reflection. We put them there. Either we're talking about politicians or entertainers. We put them there. They're a reflection of who we are. Every time you point fingers at them, we're pointing fingers at ourselves. Let's move on to number 4 real quick. Number 4, loyalty without wisdom becomes harassment. What do I mean? Support, right? You want to support your own. There's a story of John Lennon. Go and find the story of John Lennon and how he was unalived. Fans, be careful. Have some self-awareness around your fanhood. If you're a fan of a certain person, I'm a fan of a lot of people. I love some of them. I mean, why do you think I use celebrity stories? I value them, okay, because they make our world go around, entertain us, right? But the way you support can easily turn to cruelty if you're not self-aware, especially if you can relate from a place of pain. You have to be very, very careful, okay? Group loyalty can kill empathy. Group loyalty is usually a lot of it is misery loves company, okay? A lot of it is misery loves company. A lot of it is polarized views. Polarized views are dangerous, okay? If I want to blow up a YouTube channel, all I have to do is to have one polarized view and face down one direction. It doesn't matter what direction. All I have to do is make sure I curse out the whole other side. If I curse them out, then a bunch of people who agree with me will just follow me. It's very dangerous. Defending someone doesn't justify destroying others, okay? Let's be careful. And by the way, you tell on yourself on how you handle a lot of these issues. Loyalty without wisdom always turns violent. You see, everything in life is a double-edged sword. Yes, including loyalty. You didn't know that. I bet you didn't. Well, this is a reminder in case you did. Number 5, closure. Be careful when we say the word closure. Closure is more valuable than winning. Closure comes from the inside out. Closure does not mean you have to talk to somebody That's not what it means. Closure is actually, it might involve that, but sometimes you don't have that luxury. So be careful when I use the word closure. Some people fight to be right. Okay? In other words, don't try to look for closure from them. Okay? Some people fight to be right, not to be healed, not to understand. They don't care. And sometimes they're not aware that they don't care. Okay, so no, why can't you just be like, they might not have the capability of doing that. So closure requires humility, and it needs to start with you. If you're looking for closure, humble yourself. There's something that you already know that you need to just take in as the truth, and the only thing you can control. Winning arguments. Winning argument, we all do it, don't we? We all do it. Okay, I don't do it as much as I used to, because I talk about this all the time. So, but you need to learn how to avoid arguments. Okay, gentlemen, avoid arguments with your ladies. It doesn't work, you never win. But in general, avoid arguments. I use the word avoid because I know sometimes you find yourself stumble into it by mistake, because you know that you are right, and this person is trying to gaslight you. I know. Yeah, in that space, that's precisely when you need to back off. You can win a battle and still lose your life's peace. Peace of mind is everything. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. God bless. Peace.
This is Ola, Man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number One Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.